Hey there, hi, welcome to the channel. I am Garrett, and in today's video, I'm sharing the interior design trends, maybe some ideas that I'm saying goodbye to in 2024. We're leaving in the past. 2025 is all about new and great things, and these are not them. So the first thing we have to talk about that I think is done for, we're finished with in 2024, we're not taking it to 2025, is bouclé. He says that sitting on a bouclé sofa. I think we're done with bouclé for a number of reasons, most importantly being that it's white. The majority of bouclé furniture pieces are white, and I think we're just moving into a place where people are tired of high maintenance. They want livable, they want comfortable, and they want something that's actually gonna be durable. I can't tell you the number of people I see online, whether it's on social media or posting photos or reviews where they have bouclé and it just has not held up well. It doesn't look great. And that's because it is not for everyone. And some things are just not that thing. And bouclé is that thing. Like white bouclé, no. Because, you know, it's all these little like baubles on it, right? Like it has these like lumps or whatever you would call them. And they get snagged, they get torn, they get frayed and pilled, and they don't stay looking great long if you're really using something. White also just gets so dirty. If you have a pet, which I would say a lot of people, probably most people, have a pet of some sort, they like to get on the furniture. Cute Arden coming over here right now, about to jump on the sofa. And, you know, the dog doesn't realize that, hey, maybe you're gonna get the sofa dirty, and they don't care either. So why do I have it? Why am I gonna keep it though? Even though my dog does get on it? Well, that's because I don't really use it that much. I sit here and film. Otherwise, we're not in here. We're not hanging out, we're not using it. And not everybody just has like an extra room in their house that they only use twice a week. You know, most people use the spaces in their home. That's the idea of it. So it's just not for everybody. And yeah, it serves a function in my home, but I can see every one of little Arden's black hairs on it. And yeah, I have to vacuum it more often now that I have a dog that I can see all of his hair. So it's just not for everybody. It's just not great. And that's why I think we're gonna stop seeing it all together in 2025. And I'm not saying get rid of it if you have it. If you have bouclé and you like it and it's durable, it's functional in your home, and you don't have an issue with it, there's no reason to get rid of it. I'm not saying get rid of it because it looks dated. I'm saying it just doesn't have that same appeal as when it first came out. It's not the trendy viral thing anymore. So I don't think we should be buying any new bouclé. We should just leave it where it is, enjoy the pieces we have, and move on from it as long as they look good. If white upholstery is not the thing for you, it doesn't make sense in your home, don't do it. Look for what is going to serve you best in your space. Speaking of what's going to serve you best, the number one answer for that always is me. Yes, I am at your service. If you need any of those design and decorating questions answered, you can always book a one-on-one virtual consultation with me. And they are currently on sale now through November 29th. $50 off of a 30, 60, or 90-minute design consultation with me. We'll do a one-on-one FaceTime type call. You can book that call using the link in the description box down below or going to intro.co/GarrettLeChic. And if you want any more information on that sale, be sure you check out the description box down below. A big trend for 2024 that I am prepared to leave in the past because I never did it, because I never liked it, and I don't want to see any more in 2025, although we probably will, because not everybody watches these videos, unfortunately. Not for me, for them though. Is the checkerboard rug. I don't care for it. I don't care for it because a graphic on a rug is so busy. Rugs need to be big. And so to have a graphic pattern on them that is that big is a lot. It's a lot going on in a space. And I would say even the same thing for, like, you know, this striped shirt I'm wearing. I wouldn't put a striped rug into a room because it's going to be a lot, and that's something that is going to immediately draw your eye to it and be distracting, and I just don't want that. I think it's too much. For a shirt, it's fine because I can put a sweater over this, I could do a little layering thing, and I don't live in this shirt. I take it off and I might wear it once a month or something. So it's okay to have patterns and bold and fun and colorful in smaller doses that we don't have to be exposed to it at every moment. Even for drapery, you know, they're folded and they have pleats in them, so you don't see all of the busyness immediately. that's okay, it works. But for a rug, you see all of it. It's one of the biggest items in the space. So having something that's really busy or graphic or, you know, a geometric print in general can be a lot. And I don't think that is right for every home. I want something that is smoother, that transitions in colors, that has a little bit of movement, but a little bit of an inorganic feel to it is nice. And what do I mean by that? It's, you know, a classic rug pattern, something with a little floral moment, a little branch, a little vine or something, or just some shapes that move through it, that it's not feeling like it's so high contrast, it's so stark, it's so bold. We want something that has some transition in it. Even if you don't go for a muted, a neutral color, I don't think you have to. I mean, I have plenty of rugs in my home that are not that thing, but they have variation in the tones of them, so it feels a little bit easier to digest and take in. Plus, a bolder color you can pull an accent out of and bring into the space to really create a cohesive design. But when it comes to like a checkerboard rug, you have two colors alternating back and forth all over. Like, you know, I mean, after the first glass of wine, maybe I'm fine, but after the second, I'm cross-eyed. Okay, we're done with it. Because the largest element in your space, yes, it can be an accent, but it shouldn't distract from every other single thing. And I think a graphic, geometric print, a checkerboard rug is that thing, and I'm prepared to leave them in 2024. Well, I never had them in 2024, so I never had them, period. So I would leave them in the past in the history books, and let's move onward and upward in 2025. Sculptural furniture is something I love, but I'm prepared to leave it in 2024. In the future, I want things that have more function than form. And I think that's always something important to remember, that form follows function. I want something that works in my home and serves my needs first and foremost, and then I'm gonna focus on the look of it. And I think sculptural furniture is really just there to be a standout moment. It's not there to be the most comfortable or the most useful thing. It's there to look good. And there are certain pieces that I just want them there to look good. I will admit that. And of course, I want everything to be comfortable and look good, but just sculptural furniture, and what do I mean by that even? You know, something that is like a coffee table that's a standout moment. That's great, that's fine. Does it fit the space appropriately? Does it serve my needs? Does it function nicely? A sofa that is sculptural can be really cool, but does it serve the needs of the space? Will you actually use it for its intended purpose? Yes? Then great, do it. This sofa, for example, I perch on it, I sit on it. It's not a big, relaxing, comfy sofa that I'm sinking into and watching a movie. The same thing goes for the sofa in my living room. It's a more formal space. We don't really watch TV there, so we'll sit there, we'll hang out, we'll talk, we'll chat, we'll light a fire, and that's wonderful, but it's not a big sofa that we're stretching out on and cuddling up in. But the whole point is, that sofa serves the needs of the space even though it is sculptural. So I'm not gonna go and add even more of that into there, and I'm not going to compromise the usability of my home for the sake of something looking good. I think that's really the big takeaway here. You could do a sculptural accent chair. I think that's fun and interesting because you're not sitting there, right? That's just, it's an accent there. It's there to pull things together to look good. And I think that's wonderful. I'm looking at the accent chair in this space. It's not particularly sculptural, but it is great. I love it. Things that are great to be sculptural standout moments are wood pieces of furniture, like a coffee table, like a cabinet, like a credenza of some sort. You can also do lighting. That's another great place to look for things that are high-end design, that really have a lot of design behind them. So those are things that you can really go over the top design-wise on, because they don't have to be ultra functional, right? Like the lamp needs to be functional in terms of it needs to give us light, and in terms of I don't want to see the light bulb, but otherwise it doesn't matter what the lamp looks like as long as it functions and it fits my space. It gives me the needs I want from it. A vase, for example. A vase could look like anything because all it has to do is hold water. You put some flowers in it, it holds water. That's perfect. Those are elements that it's okay to go over the top design-wise on, accessories and accents, but the main pieces of furniture, your sofa, your chairs, what you're actually using needs to be more function than form. But a chair just needs to have a seat on it where I can sit there. A dining chair, you're gonna sit there and eat on shore, but you may be sitting around the table enjoying, relaxing, and comfort. So if the back of that chair isn't comfortable for me to sit back on, it's more sculptural than it is functional, and I don't think that's necessary. So really think and give consideration to what is comfortable in your home, what will allow you to be in that space and use it and enjoy it more so than what just looks good. I'm tired of that. I'm leaving it in 2024. I'm not buying things that just look good anymore. I'm like, how can I use this? Can I envision myself sitting there? Let me test it out. Let me see if it's comfortable. And then we can talk about the actual design and how it fits the space and what it needs added into the space to make that work. That's okay. But it's all about function over form for me. And I think in 2025, the people are about to get a wake-up call and realize that you can't just buy things that look good. They actually have to be good and serve the needs of the space. Speaking of being good and looking good, hi, it's me, I'm here. You should join us. Take a moment right now, hit that subscribe button, okay? Right now it's red and that's like great, but let's make it gray. Let's neutralize that by clicking it and joining us, becoming a part of our LeChic family. I would also greatly appreciate it if you took this moment, whether you're subscribed or not, and gave this video a like. We're on our journey to 100,000 subscribers. Call yourself an OG. Join us because I would greatly appreciate it. It costs you nothing, but it means the world to content creators like me. Not to mention the fact that I'm gonna provide you with 2 fun and informative videos every week. So be sure you join us. The next thing that I am ready to say goodbye to, I'm prepared to leave in 2024. Well, this one might be the controversial topic of the video because that thing is white oak. I'm oversaturated with it. I see it everywhere. Every design, anything I see online almost always has white oak. And I'm just over it. I'm just tired of it. I'm not gonna say it's dated or it's out or it's tacky. I just see everybody doing it. And I think there's a time and a place for it where it's appropriate, it's acceptable, and you want that. I think you have to really look at what is going on and say, am I liking this because I see it everywhere because I'm so saturated online in the design space, or do you legitimately like it? Now there's different types of white oak we can talk about, and what I particularly am tired of seeing is the whitewashed, like gray white oak. It's just so light. It's just so light. It's almost to the point where it doesn't even look like wood anymore. And I'm not saying you have to completely redo everything and change all of it. I'm just saying, don't whitewash the white oak. Like, let's put a warm stain on it because I think that's really great too. And that's the most timeless and classic thing you could possibly do in your home, a mid-tone for wood, because it's not super dark and you're not gonna get people that are like, oh no, all of the dust, all of the dog hair is gonna show. The white oak is so bright, it's so white. I think in 10 years, we're gonna look back at it and be like, oh my gosh, can you imagine we did white oak? We're gonna look at it the same way we look at cherry floors now, or even gray floors, because it's a big commitment. I just think something that's mid-tone that has some warmth to it is so much better. And you can do white oak and light floors. That's what I did in my home. We went for like a wider plank, white oak look floor, and it's nice, it's beautiful. It has warmth to it though, because I contrast that with a darker red tone mahogany. And I like that contrast, I think it's interesting. But when I take all of my stuff out of this house, it's not gonna be a big white box with like a slightly off-white sand colored floor. No, there's warmth and there's character there, and I think it looks really great, and it has a timelessness about it. You wouldn't know if I put these in today or 4 years ago when we did, or they could be 20 years old. I think that is really important to remember. You don't have to reinvent the wheel all of the time. Sometimes the classics work the best for us, and that is okay. I also think that white oak, like that really, really light blonde, bleached white oak with a whitewash on it, it always looks very coastal to me. It always looks like California coastal, and I think that's great, but if you don't live on the California coast, you probably don't need it to be California coastal. So bear in mind, what does the home actually feel like given where you are? You wanna come in? You wanna come up here and be with me? You are so beautiful, Arden. You're so handsome. You're so regal. You're so beautiful. You take after me. Oh yeah. Everybody said we match because I have brown hair and you have auburn. Isn't that so wonderful, Arden? Do you like matching with me? Let me tell you what, this dog gets more and more beautiful every single day. Every single day. And at this point, you're about 10 months old, or no, I guess you're almost 11 months old. You're gonna be 1 year old on December 29th. You're almost not a puppy, you're almost a puppy dog. How do you feel about that, Arden? He said, I feel like I'm gonna bark at some birds out of this window as soon as you're done filming. Well, it's very polite that you would wait for us, isn't it? Don't care, he's ready for his nap. Okay, I'm gonna let you lay here and nap. You can lay on the sofa, the white bouclé sofa. I'll clean it up afterward, okay? He's very, very chill. What is not chill is the next thing we have to talk about, the next trend that I'm leaving in 2024. I'm sick of seeing, and I'm ready to do something else in 2025, and that is abstract artwork. Now, there's always gonna be a place for artwork, and every form of art, in my opinion, is valid. So I'm not telling you, get rid of it, throw it out, it's for the garbage. Where should you hang it? In a closet? Or, you know, where should I put this artwork? In a dumpster? No, that's not what I'm gonna tell you. If you had something custom made or a commission, or you make this type of artwork, I'm not telling anybody to get rid of it or let it go, because I think it's so great. What I'm talking about is, you know, like the splotches of color on a canvas that you get at a box store. I'm done with it. I'm done with it because it looks like it. It looks like it, and it's always everywhere. If you see like a staged home for sale, you know it has the abstract artwork. Why is that? Because it's completely impersonal. And I think that says everything I need to say about it. I just don't, it doesn't do anything for me. I see it and it's like, okay, it's there, like, that's fine, you know. It works in certain regards, because if you find an abstract piece of art that has the perfect colors for your space, it will read as being very transitional and very cohesive design-wise. And that's okay. Sometimes you just need a filler piece, but the main element in the room, the one thing that stands out the most to us, should not be a box store piece of artwork that you cannot tell us anything about. I don't walk into a space and say like, this abstract art piece of artwork says something about who lives here. Wow, I totally understand them now. I mean, I'm getting a message, but I don't think it's one you want to hear. I want to have an insight into who you are, or something you've done, even like photography. I'm not the biggest fan of photography artwork, but if you took that photo, tell me you took the photo. I just met with a client the other day who, she had a gorgeous photo she had taken from somewhere she went, and she had it hung in her wall, and she was like, look at this photo, I took that picture. Can you believe it? And I'm like, actually, like, that looks incredible. Like, wow, that's really impressive. You know, it's interesting to have a conversation like that. Artwork should be that thing. It should be personal. There's art fairs, there's art schools, there's thrift stores, there's flea markets, there's yard sales. You can get art literally everywhere, and it can be real and actually affordable. So be sure you're looking out there for what is accessible to you, and maybe you see something at the store that is an abstract piece of artwork. If it's really cohesive, if it really makes sense with your space and the colors are perfect, go for it, but let's not make that the singular focal point of the room. Let's do something else. Let's do the rug, let's do the sofa, the pillows that really tie everything together so it has a simplicity to it, so a refinement is there. And I think that's beautiful. But the abstract artwork for the sake of having something on the wall, no, I'm over that. I don't like that. We're putting more effort into our spaces in 2025. We're being intentional. And I love that. Well, there you have it, everyone, and I hope you will join me and leave these things in the past. And if not, share with me why. Do you have them? Do you love them? I want to hear from you. And be sure, if you haven't already, you check out this video right over here, all about how to decorate the average home, because not everybody lives in like an insane mega mansion. I don't, even though, yes, I mean, the background looks like it. Beside the point, be sure you check it out, and I will see you over there.